Pätty, and today I'll show you part 3 of the circle of fifths videos, and I hope you understood the previous videos. If not, write me a message and I try to explain it in words or in letters or whatever. Write me if not. Okay. The most common circle of fifths you can find is this one. The key of the major scales on the outside and the key of the minor scales inside the ring. It's on every time it's the relative minor to the outside. For example, C major and A minor, it's relative, and E minor and G major. So it's on every time it's the same thing, and this is the main thing the circle show to you. This is because in our Western music the most used scales are the major and the minor scale. But if we would write down the complete scale from major root note to the seventh on every note, the circle can show you the best thing, I think. It shows you the 7 modes, or the church modes, or the Gregorian modes, whatever. It shows you Ionian, it's major, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, Aeolian, it's minor, and Locrian. It's very cool, but it's a very big circle, so you will find the most common circle, the first circle. So the next thing it shows you is how many flats or sharps are in this current scale. For example, if you take the E major scale, it shows you that there are 4 sharps in this scale. And by the way, the flats and sharps on your sheet music, if you have a sheet music, you have on the beginning you have flats or sharps that they show you in which key you are. They are not set randomly. The flats and the sharps show you which tone in this scale is a flat or a sharp. You know what I mean? If you have the G scale, the circle of fifths show you the G major scale has 1 sharp. But if you take a further look at the sheet music, you have 1 sharp, and this sharp is on the F line. So it shows you that you have to use a F sharp, and this is a really great thing, I think. And another great thing is if you have more sharps or flats, for example, in E major you have 4 sharps. They are in the complete right order: F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, and D sharp. In the order you raise them if you when you make the circle of fifths. And I told you how to do it in the first video. This is really cool. So yeah, I like it. On the other side, if we take the B flat scale, it shows you have 2 flats, and if you take a further look, you see it's a B flat because the flat is on the B line, and the on the between F and D it's the E. There stands the second flat, it's the E flat, so you know that in B flat you have 2 flats, B flat and E flat. I like it. I find it pretty cool. On some circle of fifths you can see the tones of cadences. For example, the 1-4-5 cadence. It's important for singer-songwriters, or if you wanted to write a song and don't know what sounds good, the 1-4-5-1 cadence on every time sounds good. And here you can see it because the 1 is, but for example the C, So the 4 is the F and the 5th is the G. So you know, if you play a C major, a F major to a G major to a C major, it sounds good. And it doesn't matter on what note of the circle you start. Every time it's the same. If you start, if you want to play in A major, the A major is a 1, the D major is the 4, and the E major is the 5, and so on. I find it pretty nice because you can see the tonic, the subdominant, and the dominant, and I used it many times while I played in some bands, and we write our own songs and things like this. I like it. The next cool thing of the circle is it can support musicians with transposing instruments, like the saxophone or the trumpet or clarinet or whatever, because you have to transpose the complete lead sheet to another key, because you have a transposing instrument. For example, your sheet music is in C major, and the whole band plays in C major. On the saxophone, you can't play in C. You have to play in D major. So you have to transpose the whole thing. And for example, for B flat instruments, you have the key that all of your friends using. For example, C. B flat instruments have to go 2 steps to the right. In this case, we have to go to the D. So we have we know we have to use D major. So if we play in D major, they can play in C major, and everything sounds good. In another case, it sounds very bad if we also play in C. For E flat instruments, they have to go 3 steps further. If the whole band plays in C, you have to go 3 steps clockwise. So we have C, go to G, go to D, and go to A. You know you have to play in A. It's very important, and I think that's one of the coolest things of the circle, that you can transpose directly. The next thing it shows you, the major and minor chords you can use in the scale. Without the diminished one, the diminished one is not often played, so meh. For example, if we play in C major, we can play C major, F major, E major, G major, sorry, and in the inner circle we have the A minor, the E minor, and the D minor. So you know, if you want to play anything in C major, you can use the D minor, A minor, and E minor, and the F major, G major, and C major chords. That's pretty cool, because on every side of the circle it's the same thing. That's pretty cool, but keep in mind the diminished chord is not shown. And how chords are built I will explain in another video. It's pretty simple, and then you will understand what I explain here with major and minor chord and progressions and cadences and whatever. It's called the circle of fifths because you are able to go further than the C sharp, but it would look very confusing. So the circle of fifths is the right word. Okay, I explained to you the circle of fifths, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and yes, we see us next time. Hasta luego. I'm Pätty.